towards the end of this map also has a secret exit to my favorite secret level.
Ooh. Where?
Just don't take shots from him. You better shoot him back.
Of course. But of course.
Actually, I love that. I don't know why, but I love that because it's zombie man behind there.
I'm not surprised that you like it.
I mean, if it was a mancubus behind there, then yeah, I was like, okay, that's but if it was like a zombie man or maybe an imp, so you can see the ball coming from there, then I'm like, okay, that's kind of fun. At least they're nice about it and give you a soul sphere.
Yeah.
And I think that area also shows up on the auto map. Maybe doesn't. Kind of does. Yeah, if you look at the walls, it does. Oh yeah, I remember this level has a particular trap, and I had to actually do a quick save because I was doing it with fast monsters, so it was a little bit harder, and I had to just practice it like 5 times to get the timing right, and then after that, then I went through and did my normal deathless playthrough. Yeah, right there, that texture's nice use of gradient lighting going from green to teal.
Yeah, a screaming secret.
Yeah, because that texture doesn't actually have any color really to it by itself. I hope you like Barons and Hell Knights.
Yes, I do. And slime pits.
It's like a parade of them.
They're no match for my super dodging skills.
Yeah, shoot the key.
I already did.
Yeah, Vaughn. Well, the way that this part works is kind of weird to me because it kind of like the limits of the engine, where you have to go up on a ledge like 1 foot higher to shoot a switch. I always found it kind of weird that you're kind of showing off like where the engine kind of fails. Well, that's probably just me being nitpicky. Oh yeah, that's right. If you have mouse aim, you can just aim up and shoot it. You don't have to worry about it.
Ow.
So Von, well, there's earlier maps, which from what I remember, there's earlier maps that to get secrets there's switch shooting. I think this is the first one that is mandatory for progression. Yeah, you like this area.
Yeah, I know this piece in the center is gonna open. There's gonna be like 75 lost souls.
We could only hope for 75 of them.
Come on, guys.
Oh yeah, you have a BFG. Do you have enough ammo?
Nope.
Oh look, it's another payment rental. Yeah, this is the room I had to practice
Then
on
I
a
fall
few
into a
times.
pit. Not cool.
Yeah, with those stair ledges, you can slide around quite a bit and accidentally get stuck in the pit. Hey, Blue Juice. Yeah, this is a particularly challenging room. There you go. Yeah, it's interesting with those pain elementals. They work on some sort of weird loop. If you kill one like right away, another one will spawn, and they'll keep on spawning until the Hell Knights appear. So it's like an infinite loop of pain elementals over a period of time.
I was about to say that on the first run, or first try, I think there were 2, but now there were 3.
Yeah, you can time it that there's only one that shows up. And I think I would count to 16 really fast and wait in that corner, then kill it. And then I would time it so I could kill it right before the Hell Knights appeared. And it'd be only one. Yeah, for me, Blue Juice, I was pistol starting it, so I didn't even have the BFG to take out that room. I can't remember. It's on my YouTube channel of how I did it. I don't remember what weapons I specifically used in there. I probably used the chain gun for the Pain Elemental, then maybe switched to rockets or shotgun for the Hell Knights. Seems like they were having a meeting in there, and you interrupted them.
Sorry to disturb.
Yeah, you thought that room was done. Thomas says they're having Bible studies.
Now I think it's done. What was the point of this room? There was nothing in it.
There is a point in that room. You just have to look around a little bit more. There you go. So what do you think, Atomic, about that bookshelf in this room? Players always eventually find it, but I know some people will run around that map. I don't know if yeah, so you think you should maybe change its color or something like that? Atomic says that it's shit, that bookshelf. Okay, yeah, make it a door, why not? I mean, there's no reason why to trick the player at that one spot.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't have noticed the shelf.
Yeah, you would have backtracked. Oh man, look at all those Pain Elementals. It's our lucky day, more demons to kill. Oh damn, you just had enough plasma to kill them all. You didn't have to shotgun them. Oh, I didn't notice that guy down there. Just hanging out. Yeah, Blue Juice. Yeah, they could lock the player in that room. And then the player will eventually find their way out through the bookshelf.
Nope.
Oh, look, there's another Pain Elemental.
Luckily they don't have that much health.
Yeah, and at least for most part in this map, they put them around corners and stuff in tight areas. If the Pain Elementals are usually most dangerous if they're out in the open in a crowd of like cacos.
Yeah.
If you have them in tight spaces, then they're not so bad.
Should I pick it up or save it? Do I need the biosuit thing now?
It will come in useful eventually.
Is it a timer on it, or is it?
No, that bio will be there forever until you need it.
I mean, when I pick it up.
Oh, when you pick it up. No, there's a timer on it when you pick it up.
Yeah, of course. Not bad. Blue juice, thanks for the follow.
Oh, Atomic Nose is exactly 90 seconds. Approximately 90 seconds. So when I was playing this, recording a video, I was trying to be all fancy and strafe run to that key, and I kept on missing. It was kind of embarrassing. But yeah, you can run across and get it.
Is it like the only way to get it?
No, you can do it normally. I was just trying to be fancy and
What's normal?
doing a strafe
Probably
run.
a button.
But getting a run up to it. Oh, yeah, he just barely made it.
I should find a way out of it.
Blue Juice says cute dog follower. The one of, was it your Swedish, was it Valhunds? Is that what they're called?
But my dogs.
Yes.
Swedish Valhunds, yes. Mini Huskies.
Yeah, Blue Juice. Ziggy is obsessed with the Swedish Valhunds. Although maybe Dump Truck is a little bit more obsessed than you are.
He's
by
obsessed.
a little bit.
Yeah, he's obsessed. I just have to.
Yeah, so now you're getting close to that exit. And there'll be a secret exit once you handle some enemies and get to it. Oh, look at them! All those paint elementals. 2 mouths for twice the visibility. Also double the smile as well. elementals only have one eye though, because having more than one eye is just a capitalist excess. Right, so
That's a normal exit.
yeah, yes. In this exit room, when you cross it, you'll hear a door opening, and that door will open up in a little cave nearby, and that will be the secret exit. Just kind of listen closely. Yeah, it'll be in a little rocket area. It's time, so you might have to go, yeah, be in this area, but you have to go back and re-trigger it again. I think because I think you just go up that staircase once and you should be able to hear the sound. Triggers. Yeah, did you hear anything?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I didn't actually need to enter the exit room at all. Trigger was by the stairs.
Alright, I'm gonna grab a soda. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome.
In the original Atomic, Altar of Pain leads to the lair, while the previous map leads to In the Void.
This, by the way, has been made or remade in the 2016 Snap map as well. I remember
Yeah.
the name rings a bell.
Yeah, I mean, this map just stands out as a pretty unique looking map, so I'm not surprised if they would try to remake it. Yeah, it's kind of weird, Atomic. When I beat Altar of Pain, for some reason as a kid, I did figure out where the secret exit was. I think I shot a rocket in this hidden fake wall, and by accident, and it triggered the Baron in there, so I could see it shooting fireballs through me, and I figured out where it was. I also remember in the void more than I do of it, the lair. So for a while there, I think I probably thought that in a void came from Altar of Pain. But when I replayed it on my N64, it clearly the previous map led to In the Void. There's that demon key. Look, I'm just hanging out down there.
Probably not hitting him at all.
Hey, Rock.
Hey, Rock.
Yeah, Rock, I think the gameplay is pretty solid overall. There's a few levels that could use some tweaks, mostly in terms of how the puzzles work and some indication on navigation, but for the most part, it's really solid. Yeah, Blue Juice, it's technically not necessarily sectors over sectors, so what they were able to do on Doom 64, they were using on the N64 hardware, so there's no like line depth limits or anything like that, and there's no software rendering. So they were able to have 3D floors, and they could use those 3D floors to create things that look like sectors over sectors. Yeah, there's an earlier map where they actually have full 3D bridges where you can walk around them. Now, the graphic visually is full 3D, but the actual geometry is a fake invisible lift that allows you to cross over it. Yeah, so it's kind of like a weird hybrid between old classic Doom and adding full 3D elements. So remember that tunnel, Ziggy, because you're going to have to run back to that tunnel to get the demon key.
Which is for the Unmaker.
Yes.
That I don't have.
You will reobtain it later on.
Should really get rid of the pain elemental, but
No, just leave him around. He's your buddy. He won't cause any trouble.
yeah, no.
I like how he just fades out into the mist.
I think it won't be a problem now. When weather's outside.
I know, Blue Juice, there's a good video by Digital Foundry on the re-release of Doom 64 where they interview Kaiser, Edward, and Quasar, and they talk specifically how they recreated the gradient lighting, the accuracy, the collision system. Because for some reason people don't know why yet. The Doom 64 has a slightly tweaked collision system when compared to the original Dooms. Yeah, Rock, that's that video I was talking about. Nice. Yeah, Kex is like a graphical and input framework. Yeah, so that rumble, if you go back to where you saw that demon key, there'll be a switch to teleport that demon key into that tunnel. Yeah, so now that demon key is teleported to that tunnel and you have to kind of run fast to get there. Yeah, Rock, this is unfortunately the only void map in this game. But yeah, it'd be cool if there's more. I know Atomic Frog is adding some bonus maps to a remix of this, and another one would be another void map. Yeah, you got it. Oh, look at that. It's more paint elementals.
Fuck them.
Yeah, if at this point, if the player found all 3 demon keys, that a maker, and they would have the maker, and it would pretty much annihilate all of those pain elementals quite quickly. Yeah, and to exit this level, you just jump off that ledge.
Is it the exit if I jump off the ledge?
Yes, yeah, that's the exit, just jumping off that ledge. Although, I don't know if you want to grab that demon key. No, you have to go and get the other key first. Never mind. Yeah, and Blue Juice. So what Kex is kind of like, you know how Bethesda put a Unity wrapper around the original Dooms to get them on console? That's kind of what Kex is, but Kex is more specialized into being a more specific wrapper, so you don't get the bloat of Unity. And so Kex allows these old games to run in like OpenGL, DirectX, and Vulkan. And that's why Doom 64 has this re-release has so many graphical modes, but also allows them to button map. So it supports inputs from modern controllers. So which is why Doom 64 and like Blood Fresh Supply and Turok have similar binding techniques. Yes, this is technically the work of Night Dive, although it's the Kex engine's mostly Kaiser with help of Quasar and Edward. So Kaiser started off way back in the day making the Doom 64 EX engine, and he was also involved in the Doom 64 Absolution Total Conversion. So he had this engine going before Night Dive, but then Night Dive was like, why don't we just pick up this guy and have him do these ports for us, because he does such a good job. So he started as a fan modder, and then Night Dive picked him up.
See you later, pain elementals.
And this engine used to be called EX engine, but then it's changed to Kex to honor Kaiser. And he has a Doom wiki, so if you look up Kaiser on the Doom wiki, you can find his list of maps and stuff. He's been specifically working on porting Doom 64 for over 2 decades. Yeah, if you send me a message, Atomic, I'm going to be in contact with Kaiser soon, so you can, and I'll ask him if he knows anything about that Easter egg and breakdown. Yeah, I just need to remember. I'll put it on my list as like a bonus question. Yeah, and Von Rowe mentioned, so this port comes with bonus maps, and the bonus maps are made by Kaiser. It's about 6 maps in one fun level, and so he's saying it's pretty cool that they kind of gave their stamp of approval to allow him to have his bonus maps with the official re-release of Doom 64. And the thing what makes the port is an impressive feat is Doom 64 never had its source code released, so Kaiser had to reverse engineer what he could and use what was currently known about the Doom engines and put that together to recreate Doom 64. Luckily, they early on figured out how to rip all the assets and the WAD files and from the Doom 64 ROM and cartridge. So it was just a matter of creating an engine play those assets in those maps. Yeah.
I think it's time to save again.
I'm glad that there's no falling damage on this.
Did the button I just pressed up there, did it open this? I think it did.
Yes. Yes, so to play the bonus maps, what you do is after you beat the main game, when you start a new game, it will give you the option of playing the lost levels, which are the bonus maps. And if you beat Hectic, you get the features menu, and that will also let you warp to the bonus levels as well. Worka says life is kind of all this when it comes to eating chewy fries, meatballs, and cottage cheese. Worka, have you ever had cottage cheese with ketchup? I'm telling you, it's good. I know I'm crazy for liking it, but cottage cheese with ketchup is a match made in hell.
This must be your favorite part of the game, I assume. 7 pain elementals.
Atomic Frog in his remix, he has a very special pain elemental called Brian. So it's Brian and his friends. Atomic Frog likes cheddar cheese with Marmite.
Now what?
So I don't like Marmite per se, but I do like Twiglets, which are made with Marmite. Atomic, you can get Marmite over here. You have to go to the international aisle of some grocery stores. Some stores don't have it, but most grocery stores I've been to, and if they have an international aisle, they'll all have a jar. Go for it. Usually that Marmite's probably been on that shelf for years because no one else has bought it. Sometimes they'll have Vegemite too. The mistake that Americans make when eating Marmite, they just try to spoon it from the jar like peanut butter and eat it, but you kind of have to spread it out thinly to get the most effect. Now, I've never had Surströmming. I've seen people in videos eat it, but it just seems crazy. Yeah, it's that rotten fish. It's like that the can is like all expanded because of the fermented fish. Oh, this is breakdown. So this has so I like
This must be about
the
my
soundtrack.
life.
Yes, yes. Once you get this map, it'll feel like that way. But this one has a lot of people's favorite soundtrack of the game. I like In the Void, which is used on Watch Your Step. But a lot of people either like Altar of Pain or Breakdown.
Ow.
If you die to a rocket, it's worth it if it gets another demon. Yeah, Blue Juice, this map will have, I think this one also has some pseudo room over rooms or paths over paths. Scratch it, let me see. Scratch it. Yeah, kind of sounds like scratch it. Scratch it. I think you ended up unlucky there, Verka, that Ziggy, that your pistol shot a little bit low.
Did it?
I think, or maybe it was just the wrong side. I have the volume muted, so I couldn't hear if the switch flipped.
At least the cacodemon spawned.
Yeah, so I guess you did hit it, yeah. The bullet puff tricked me. Yeah, you see right here, there's a bridge that actually goes over that switch, so you can actually have multiple levels.
This song is kind of cool. Or creepy.
Yeah, he really uses the sonics well in this song. When I start composing like MIDIs using this sound set, I often find the trouble of trying to layer in too much. When you really want to go up and down in waves and have some silence, or if you don't want silence, have some single note just very quietly. You know what they say, a macubus keeps the bed warm at night.
I haven't heard that one before.
Oh, I thought everyone knew.
But I do believe it. Here comes the trap.
Oh, there's no trap.
Open up.
No escape. For the most part, in Doom 64, the corpses will stay around. But here they have a specific flag to fade away. I think it's to keep the frame rate up on the N64.
Probably, yeah.
Because the corpses out here stick around, but all those pinkies in there, their corpses faded away. On the Nintendo 64, those red bars that use the key on, if you double shotgun shoot really close to them, you have like 20 puffs on the screen at once, and it kind of lags out the game a bit. You get a frame rate drop. And when you have that frame rate drop, it bugs out the physics a little bit, and you can actually squeeze through those bars. And speedrunners use it as a level skip. But on the remaster, since the frame rate's always like 60 frames per second, unless you put a hairdryer on your graphics card, you can't use that bug to sneak through the pillars.
Yeah.
Yeah, the speed run, I think, on the N64 hardware is faster than on the remaster. So even with controller, the running world record is a few minutes shorter than the PC.
It sure must be a lot harder with the N64 controller.
Yeah, it's so in a way, the N64 controller, there's a certain way you can do a button configuration on it. So the N64 has these 4 yellow buttons called the C buttons. They're made for the camera movement in Mario 64, but you can use them as like WASD. And luckily, Doom 64 lets you rebind every key. So I usually set those as WASD, and then I use the analog stick to do the turning. And since I don't have to do any vertical aim, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Doom 64 is one of the best games to play on the N64 controller. Quake 2 is the worst, but Doom 64 I think is one of the best.
I tried Quake 2 on the PlayStation. And that wasn't fun either.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I think Quake 2 might have come out late enough on the PlayStation where you could use the dual analog sticks. Because I know like the earlier PlayStation FPS titles, you didn't have any analog control, like Alien Trilogy. You have to use the D-pad, which kind of stinks for the FPS. You usually want to have at least one analog stick.
Yeah.
So, Atomic, what do you think about the red brick texture here?
I was just about to say, oh, lost souls here.
Oh yeah, no, awesome. The red brick texture at first seemed kind of like old school Doom to me, a little bit cheesy, but I don't know, maybe it's growing on me. It doesn't look as bad as I originally thought, these red bricks.
I think it looks good because it's lighter down at the bottom, so it's like it's the whole thing is floating on a lava thing.
Yeah, they did a good job with gradient lighting. Yeah. And no, Atomic, I didn't see your deathmatch map of Breakdown. I should take a look at it, see what it looks like. Sweet. Oh, an elevator to a trap? Oh, man.
But no one hit me, so everything's cool. That was a fun map.
Yeah, it has unique areas, it has a good soundtrack, and it's not too difficult to navigate through.
That's not fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty hot start. Final Outpost has a hot start like that. Yeah, a few of them have a shotgun, so when I pistol started this, I'd find which ones had the shotgun, and I'll kill them first, grab the shotgun, then get the pistol guys out of the way. Fun behind every door.
Yep.
When I was young, I used to get
This
lost.
feels like an id map.
Yes, funny you mentioned that, because I've asked in the past, I wondered if this was one of the earlier maps made. Because when they started mapping for Doom 64, the engine wasn't finished yet. So they started doing some PC maps. If you look on Doom World, there's a topic, I think it's called Early and Unused Doom 64 Maps. And they were made by, one of them was Tim Hadar, and I think maybe a few others have maps on there. And they're unfinished maps, but they were mapping for Doom 2, getting ready for Doom 64. And then this must have been one of the first maps. That's what I thought, anyways. One of the first maps that they actually put together, just by the way it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atomic, this map has particular character to it. Yeah, the main thing that's tricky about this map is some of the navigation at times. Oh man, he shot him right about the time he was starting to infight. I do like how the geometry of this level changes.
Yeah. But you know, if I interrupt their infighting, there's gonna be more shotgun shells for me when I kill the zombie man.
Yeah, I've always wondered if that running across that gap was clear enough or not. And it seems like people always seem to figure out eventually they have to run across there and jump across.
Yeah.
Fun around every corner. Yeah, Rock.
I'm kind of expecting there to be fun around every corner now. So.
Yeah, it conditions you. But yeah, Rock, it's basically a fully dark ambient soundtrack. And believe it or not, it's actually MIDI. But it's MIDI using custom sounds. So Aubrey Hodges, he picked out sets of sounds that were initially very high pitched, but then he would down pitch them to make them very slow, and they'll do long, slow evolutions, and then just wrote the according MIDI events for that. Yeah. So Aubrey Hodges was he did the Doom 64 soundtrack, and previously he was hired to do the PlayStation Doom soundtracks. Then when Quake was ported to the N64, the cartridges really didn't have any memory at all for the CD soundtrack. You couldn't even fit one song on it from the CD audio. So he was hired to make the soundtrack for that as well. And I know like reviewers at IGN particularly liked it. Then when they were porting Quake 2 to the N64, they needed another MIDI soundtrack just for the cartridge space. But Quake 2 was ported by a different company, so Aubrey had to go under the name of Ken Razor Richmond because he was still under contract by Midway, but Quake 2 was ported by someone else, yet they wanted him, so he had to go under a fake name to do it. So Vaughn, well, it was pretty much entirely master made by Midway, the team at Midway, Tim and two others. I think it was three people that made the maps. But John Carmack and a few others at Midway did oversee the project, and they did offer feedback. Yeah, then Aubrey Hodges, when he was working at Midway, he could see that the corporate structure at Midway, they believed that they couldn't make a bad game, that all their games would sell. So he started being worried about Midway, that they were going to go under. So he was then picked up by Electronic Arts, and he left Midway. And then 2 years later, Midway folded, and he was making soundtracks for sports games at Electronic Arts, mostly the Madden series. Oh, they got you in the corner.
The ones that spawn behind me are the problem.
Atomic says you're the only girl at the ball, and they all wanted to dance. Yeah, the Nine Inch Nails Quake soundtrack was almost the first id game to have an ambient soundtrack, but Aubrey Hodges beat them by a few months with their Doom PlayStation soundtracks. I think it was he beat him by a few months or maybe up to a year. And then Quake was released before Doom 64, so people have always wondered how much behind Quake ended up influencing Doom 64.
There sure are a lot of barons in this, but
Yes. That's why I mentioned on the one of the earlier maps that I hope you like barons, because that's when the barons start ramping up.
wonder what I did.
Hey, MDD himself. So it's kind of a debate and kind of not a debate. So
Fuck.
Doom 64 itself, there was filtering in the graphics and the geometry, the 2-point filtering that the N64 would use. But from people digging in the ROM and looking at the headers, the HUD graphics typically don't have filtering on them. They're usually pixels without any like 2-point or bilinear filtering. But I know some people have debated it in the past because running on the N64 tends to blur things out anyway a bit. Yeah, Rock, there's no revenants in Doom 64, and that was actually the last monster cut, because the revenant was Tim Hadar's, one of the level designers' favorite Doom 2 enemy, and they really wanted it in Doom 64, but they ran out of cartridge space because Doom 64 was one of the first N64 games. The revenant sounds still exist on the cartridge. You can still find them. And the Revenant missiles are still used for traps. Yeah, Atomic, I think it's just the video, especially running it through analog, which made it kind of muddy. And on here, the streaming it, the compression will compress the HUD graphics a bit, but they're supposed to be pixels.
It's a good place to save when we got one shell left.
One shell for yourself. Yeah, Atomic mentions that he likes the muddy graphics on the Nintendo 64 port of Quake, Quake 64. And Quake has that kind of ethereal dreamscape quality anyway, so having muddy graphics on it kind of enhances that dreamscape feel. And that's what Atomic mentioned. He said that in one of the video comments. Yeah, when I pistol started this level, I ran out of ammo a few times on this level.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's a bit hard to navigate this map.
Yeah, the navigation can be a little bit tricky here.
And I don't have a clue where the yellow door could be. Oh no, wait.
Yeah, that was a smart enemy placement for them, so you can see where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more I think about this level, it doesn't really need that much navigation changes. I mean, it's a little bit tricky knowing if you're on the other side of the teleporter and you flip the switch, knowing that you have to go on the other side, but it's usually indicated by a rumble. But I can
Pretty good job on navigating me through it.
I think the tricky part is a lot of times the players remembering where the colored doors are.
minimap doesn't show you the doors.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, now there's new skies now, the flame effect.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. I need to look at the Doom 64 WAD if these effects were like animated graphics or if they were made via programming. Because I know a lot of the Doom fire effects fell in the water pit from a rocket. He did like a reverse rocket jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's showing off some tricks. It's like a smile scythe jump video.
Almost.
I see Atomic, so they're you can see them in the graphics lump, and there's just a big series of flames. Because I know for like in the PlayStation Doom intro screen, they have like a fire effect like this, and someone recently figured out. Well, not recently, but there's a website showing how it was done via coding. I hope you like arachnotrons.
I love them.
They make the cutest squeals. Yeah, the Shaggy Z says the PS Doom has kind of creepy music. And indeed, it's made by the same musician, Avi Hodges, so he kind of first developed his style for this ambient stuff on the PlayStation. Yeah, Rock, there's always a big debate on, because since they replaced all the enemy sprites with new ones, of which ones people like and dislike. I know Atomic loves the cacos, and the cacos are kind of cute, but I would probably edit them to make them more creepy. Hey, Doom Hardcore. I know a lot of people don't like the Mancubus sprites as much because they have they're more demonic and they have like a dinky head. Yeah, Rock, it's a double blade chainsaw because it's made to cut meat and not wood. At least that's what I like to tell myself. Yeah, some of that texture scrolling is to indicate how certain switches change certain areas. They were just waiting for you.
Yeah. So is this guy. And the crusher. Fuck.
Yeah, didn't feel like telling you about that one. A secret with all the with the crusher.
Wonder how many lost souls they're gonna spawn in now.
Ziggy has almost all of that. He lost Gunmaker because he had a pistol start, but he'll get it back eventually. I think you have everything, including the BFG now. You just need to get back Gunmaker once more. Yeah, Rock, this game has a lot of interesting little tricks to it. Because it has, like, I don't know if you were able to see the moving skies. The original Doom didn't have that. And I've always wondered if those moving skies actually came from code from Quake, because John Carmack helped oversee and help some of the programming in this game. But also because they didn't have enough memory on the cartridge, they had to they only had a limited amount of textures, so they used a lot of the lighting system to add color to the textures to make them look different. And then they added gradient lighting to make it more so it's like halfway between sector lighting and dynamic lighting. So when you have gradient lighting, you can add these fades in there as well. So it's very unique in the way it's like a middle ground between a lot of technologies. More arachnotrons. Yeah, this one has a
Where the blue door was.
yeah, Rock. This one has the flame skies, but on the previous levels, they have more Quake-looking skies where you have scrolling clouds above. And I still don't know if it's Carmack's code or Midway's code that did it. One of the Doom modders, Eric, he's reverse engineering the N64 ROM fully, and then we'll know for sure. I don't know if he's got to the sky textures yet.
Oh, come on.
Doom Hardcore, this is Burnt Offerings. That was a fun spike. Ziggy's getting close to the end. Yeah, Rock, when I first played this on the N64, you couldn't mid-level save, so when I died in that trap, I had to restart the entire level.
That's just wrong.
There is two strategies to deal with that, though, because you do have to grab that rocket launcher to open that door. Oh, atomic.
What if I run?
No. Well, I say no. I haven't seen anyone run out of it and escape it. But maybe possible. Yes, Rock, there is they have reverb. It's for some reason the reverb doesn't really get applied to the soundtrack, but the reverb each room has a certain amount of reverb to it that they can add. So there's two strategies for that spike trap. There is if you hug one of the walls in between the two spikes, it's a safe zone. And then there is also a hidden door in here, which has a switch that lets you disable the trap.
Check that out.
Yeah, funny thing is, I didn't even know about that hidden switch until this year. I would just hug one of the corners of that trap, and I could get out without taking damage. And then someone told me that there was a switch in there.
Imagine if you made a map like this today in a AAA game where you
would it be acceptable?
Where you need to enter a death pit that throws shit on you and you'll die eventually, and you have to enter it.
Like a Call of Duty did, like a House of Horrors game.
The amount of wine.
Yeah, people would hate it. Yeah, well, like before this re-release was out, I really wondered how people would feel about Doom 64, especially since it came as a Doom Eternal pre-order bonus. Because a lot of these people did not play a lot of the classic Dooms. They are just more the modern Dooms. And to my surprise, I mean, some people get a little bit angry with the traps, but I think in a way they appreciate a game that actually tests their patience a little bit. Because a lot of games are just linear. You know exactly what to do, how to get through it. I think they enjoyed having their being tested a little bit for once in their lives.
Yeah.
Of like they're not being handheld, that they're treated as adults. Because I really thought like a lot of people would rage more at Doom 64 than they did. And to be fair, there's few things that they do. But for the most part, it surprised me how well it's received. Yeah, Rock kind of says that the perception and expectation of maps between like the community and what's shipped with the game is different. So people expect different things, and especially over time.
Mm.
And I think that's true. I've been playing because Proteus comes with its own internal map service where people make custom maps and they share them, make it down with one source. And I feel like people are at least less harsh on the community maps, at least with Proteus. A lot of those maps are people's first time. Oh, look at that. The key's waiting for you there for free. It's your lucky day. And only if all the levels had just a key laying out like that. They usually teleport them and do tricks. It's just there for free.
And for the follow Doom Hardcore. Yeah, I have a slight feeling that there's...
Not in Doom. Comes with free monsters. The Rock said. A free key with a side of monsters. So Atomic, are you going to make that one an instant death as well?
It should be.
Yeah, Rock. So normally you can't do a horizontal movement like that in this Doom engine, but what it is, it's an instantaneous raise for each all along that path, and that's how they create that visual of the horizontal movement. It's a series of walls that instantly raise and lower, and then you get that visual of the horizontal movement. Sometimes, since this runs at 60 frames per second, you can see them in half transition. I heard that they had a programmer that would help them a lot with some of the scripting, and so that's probably why it's not used more often.
That went well.
So the levels were not just completely designed by the level designers. They had the person from the programming team help them out with some of these effects. One thing I was thinking of, Atomic, in that room, you have a switch that lowers one of the doors to allow you to escape. And it's kind of obvious which switch it is. I kind of wonder if you didn't have the switch in there and you just had to kind of know or guess and try to open all those doors and find the right one before it crushes you. Or is that too mean?
Might be too mean.
Atomic says I'm too kind.
Health would be cool. Just enough.
That's all you need. 10. Oh, it's another Arachnotron. There might be a secret back where there's like a toxic pit in one of the rooms and there has like a sphere on it. Where was it? It's by that area where all those pinkies were and you got the berserk and the chainsaw. Yes. I think there's by that blue door entrance there is a fake wall that you can open from what I remember. My memory is a little bit vague on it. See through that, yeah. Then, yeah, by that blue door. I think there's a fake wall or something in here. Yeah, my memory is a little bit rusty on that part, but luckily I remembered it.
It's gonna make things a little more easier.
It's funny. I playtest some Doom 64 maps for people, and the first time I playtest them, I remember I find a lot of secrets. But then when I record them for my YouTube channel and play them again, I forget half the secrets I used to know, and so I have a video where I find even less secrets. Yeah, Rock. So Doom 64 was meant to be a release title for for the Nintendo 64, and the Nintendo 64 did not have like internal memory. You could put extra memory on the cartridge, and that's what Super Mario 64 did, but it would cut into your profits. And then the other option is the player would have a memory pack that they would stick into their controller to save the game. But you could not guarantee that all players would have it. So if a player didn't have a memory pack to save the game in Doom 64, they allowed this password system to let the player write it down and get back to wherever they were last at. And since Kaiser and friends are so purist when it comes to Doom 64, they made sure to include the password system again. Hey, Quasi Otter. Nice seeing you back around.
Yeah, hey, Quasi.
I've seen some of your level analysis on Dwell. Yeah, and the passwords from the original Doom 64 will work on this remaster. If you go in the options menu, there's more of them. Yeah, if you look at the old passwords, you can re-enter them in, and it'll warp you to levels. So no one cheat and look at Ziggy's passwords. Cheat ahead. But if you want to get achievements quite quickly on the Steam release of Doom 64, you can use the passwords to warp you to the appropriate levels to get all the achievements. If you feel like cheating like that. Quasi probably guessed the rest and just randomly enter them. Yeah, since they had to recreate the password system for the Doom 64 EX in this remaster, they have a script online where it will generate passwords for you, and you could give you weapons early that you're not supposed to have, so it's almost like a cheat system. Yeah, Quasi, I had a Game Shark to cheat my Nintendo 64 games back in the day, so I played plenty of them in God mode.
Has anyone beaten this game without God mode on the Nintendo?
Yeah.
This feels like one of the earlier maps. Can't remember the name.
Well, yes, what was that map called? But it had bridges like this around. And it had water and thunder and lightning. Yeah, I remember exactly what visually is. I just can't remember the name of it. Yeah, Atomic remembers Terror Core. They follow you like friends. At least got their maker back.
Get it.
Oh, Rocket, I'm Immorpher.
Chainsaw time. Will it be enough?
Yeah, good thing you got the chainsaw back.
I've got a corner. Okay, now I'm fucked.
I like how the pinkies drop down in this trap. Adds a little bit extra animation to get you prepared. Yeah, to me, this is like the last challenge that challenges your brain before the might challenges start. The whole level is like the Lament configuration from Hellraiser. It's like a puzzle box you can't solve as you go through. Yeah, Rock. I was recently playtesting a game that's in development, and they have a shotgun in there. And I was telling them that it'd be nicer if the shotgun had a wider spread. And but someone was saying like a lot of modern games, the shotguns have a wider spread, while the Doom games had a tighter spread. And for me, yeah, I always felt this is wide, but from what other people say, yeah, they say it's a bit tight. I think I may be used to games that have just a single shotgun, so it always feels like a tight spread, and they don't have a double shotgun or a super shotgun. So the super shotgun always feels wide to me. Yeah, it could very well be Rock. Oh damn, Ziggy did get crushed. Yeah, Rock, I do like when they have wide spread on the shotguns, where it's like almost like a melee weapon, but not close enough to take melee damage, but you have to get really close to really get your ammo's worth out of it. It's a good mechanic to have. Oh, look it's a key over there. Just grab it so we can get out of here. Go get that key. Oh, now it's over there. Yeah, Rock, yeah. The double shotgun is at far. It's basically not worth it. It spreads too much. Yeah. Use the regular shotgun if you want to shoot an enemy from far, yeah. Otherwise, you're just wasting ammo. Yeah, I usually prefer using a chain gun at far away because the first shot of the chain gun is accurate, infinitely accurate, but the second shot's not. So if you just kind of tap it, you can chain gun snipe. But if I want to save my chain gun ammo for like Lost Souls or Paladin Elementals, I use the single shotgun. Oh yeah, so this is where the puzzle begins, Ziggy. Yeah, Atomic's right. I think so. The double shotgun releases 20 pellets, each doing like between like 3 and 5 damage, I believe, while the single shotgun only shoots out 8 pellets, so it's less than half of the double shotgun. So you can technically do more damage with the double shotgun with the same amount of ammo. So you want to use the double shotgun when you can, but if the enemies are far away, you just have to use a single shotgun. Run, Ziggy! Yeah, guys, I think the plasma animation is pretty cool as well. When I was playing some just Doom 2 mods, one of them had like Doom 64 weapon sprite swap. And I was so disappointed with it because it did not have the animation for the plasma gun. It was just a single frame. And that kind of what motivated me to make my own Doom 2 kind of gameplay mod to add the animation back in. Yeah, that's where I rock. Like if I'm faced against zombie men or imps, I will use a single shotgun because you can waste ammo on a double shotgun, so I use a single just to one-click death. That is if you get close enough. What do these switches mean? Can you believe that, Atomic? We'll see.
Player again.
Well, you did something right accidentally, but let's see if you can get the rest. Yeah, Rock, the colored lighting, a lot of these textures actually don't have that much color to them. They're often grayscale, and they use the gradient sector lighting to give them color and make them distinct. It saved them space on the Nintendo 64 cartridge, where instead of having textures with multiple different colors, you could have the lighting system handle the color changes for you. So I can say, Ziggy, you lucked out with your first try.
Yeah, but I still need to do something to open.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's 2 more. So my hint is look at the colors by those switches. Have a good dinner, Atomic. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, this is the level with the last main mental puzzle. Yeah, so it's colors. Yeah, Rock, it's always a debate with classic Doom fans of which classic Doom they prefer. I know people who prefer Doom 1 over Doom 2 and vice versa. And a lot of times Doom 64 wasn't in the discussion because people could not play the game. So it's only recently where people can play the game. Oh, I guess I didn't like that combination. Yeah, Rock. Doom 64 has a little bit more puzzles in it than Doom 2, so it's always kind of mixed whether people like it or not. Looks like there's one more, Ziggy. Is it making sense, Ziggy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Ziggy. Yeah, this map is kind of so it can be confusing for people because they think it's I need all 3 keys, but it's really a code combination. And I've thought about how they could redo it so it's more obvious that there's code combination. And I know of a way that they could do it, but it requires a bit of a
An
tricky redesign.
instant crusher if you miss the
Oh yeah, just instant death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the solution. Instant death crushers. Every time. If you've got problems, just play instant death crushers. So Rock, this is on PC. It was originally on the Nintendo 64 until they did fan ports later. But Ziggy's playing it on PC. And this is the Doom 64 remaster, which came out a few months ago. Oh yes, Rock. So they Kaiser, who led the port of this, he made a shader to replicate the Nintendo 64 2-point filter. So this is not like bilinear or even bicubic. It is a replication of the 2-point filtering that the Nintendo 64 used. And as far as I know, this is the only game that has that 2-point filtering on its PC port, because they had to build that shader from scratch. So by where you entered, that's a lift if you open that wall. So Rocky, right now it's just on Steam for PC, but it's also on every console on their digital stores. But yeah, it's on Steam. Night Dive has released on Good Old Games before. Usually comes a bit later. I haven't heard word yet if Good Old Games or not. But it is for $5. Nice jump there, Ziggy. A lot of people bonk their head and fall into that pit. So Rock, the source ports, unfortunately, like GZ Doom, Z Dooms, Angonum, Crispy, Chocolate Doom, they don't have the gradient lighting support nor the advanced scripting system Doom 64 used. So it's not compatible. Although Doom 64 does have a WAD, and you can upin it in things like Slade and go through its contents. So you have to pretty much run it on the remaster. There are some fan ports of Doom 64, like Doom 64 EX, which has mouse look, and there is a tool to get this WAD running in Doom 64 EX. But then there's also like total conversions, like Doom 64 Retribution and Brutal Doom 64, which run on GZ Doom. Yeah, it's not directly compatible. They just need to add the gradient lighting system that Doom 64 had.
Oh
and then
God.
It has been recreated. All right, Ziggy. Your mind was tested. Now your might is going to be tested.